I'm Shauna Smith here at the KPMG Women's Leadership Summit at Baltushaw Golf Club here in Springfield, New Jersey. Now, the event today bringing together the top female leaders across industries, talking about how to get more women into C-suite positions. Well, here with me now, I want to bring in Paul Knopp. He's KPMG U.S. Chair and CEO. Paul, it's great to see you. Thanks so much for having us here.
Shauna, it's great to be here with you today.
So let's start with what is happening at the summit, because you are bringing together the top female leaders, including Dr. Condoleezza Rice, Allison Felix, LPGA player Stacey Lewis, talking about how to get more female leaders into those C-suite positions. Give me just a sense of where we stand today, given the fact that you lead over 35,000 people in the U.S.
Well, Shauna, we have a lot of work to do. Let's start there. This is the reason we do this summit in connection with the KPMG Women's PGA Championship. We need more women in the C-suite. We need more women in leadership positions throughout the business world. And what we do with this summit is we bring 140 leading companies together through their CEOs nominating a rising woman executive that's on the cusp of entering the C-suite. And this is a development summit. It's a connection summit. These women are able to listen to inspiring leaders from politics, business, sports, media, and we hope that the connections they make today and what they learn today and the networking they have in the future helps accelerate their advancement and gets them into the C-suite more quickly. But going back to the top of your question, there is no doubt that we have a lot more work to do because women are still highly underrepresented in boardrooms, in C-suites, and in high-level leadership positions.
What do you think is the biggest challenge or the biggest barriers here for women in order to advance their careers and get to those C-suite positions?
Well, I think we have to be intentional about creating the opportunities and allowing for more flexibility for women in the workplace and ensure that we have the kind of dialogue and meaningful conversations around how we can help women achieve more balance. Women still disproportionately deal with the home life, with the family life, and there's no doubt that we have to recognize working parents includes the male and the female, the parents in that family unit, and so there is no doubt that women need more support as we move forward to try to advance them into leadership positions throughout the world.
What are you doing specifically at KPMG, and what has worked in terms of improving that pipeline for female leaders?
Well, so it goes back to that intentionality that I spoke about earlier. We have had a lot more meaningful conversations with our people about the art of the possible when it comes to more flexible work life, more work-life balance, more support through mental well-being programs, through additional caregiver support, more robust parental leave capabilities. All of that is, things that we're putting at the forefront to make sure that they're leading solutions for helping women advance into leadership positions at KPMG. And again, going back to that intentionality, just making sure that we're always thinking about that pipeline of future leaders and trying to ensure that we are positioning people as best they can be positioned for those future roles.
Speaking of positioning your employees best here for their career moving forward, there's lots of talk about AI, artificial intelligence, what impact that's going to have on the workforce. KPMG is out with a new survey discussing AI, taking a look at how companies can best prepare their employees for this technology. How do you see this changing the workplace, changing employee duties here on a day-to-day basis?
Right. Well, certainly with respect to generative AI, which almost nobody was talking about 8 months ago, now everybody's talking about it constantly, there's still a lot to learn. We definitely have to make sure that responsible, ethical AI is at the front and the center of everything that we're doing. But we have to also recognize the speed of innovation around generative AI is amazing. And we keep seeing new solutions and new ideas generated every day that might provide for more augmentation of what we all do, at all levels of an organization to help us do our jobs better. And we do have to make sure that we're very thoughtful about the information that generative AI produces and making sure that we sort out positive and correct information from disinformation, but that we use it in a way to help enable our people to do the things they do better But also at KPMG, we're thinking about how to deliver new creative solutions to our clients with generative AI and
What
our
does
people.
that look like?
Well, to me, what it looks like is so we have audit, tax, and advisory, and all of our clients are on the same journey. So what it looks like largely today is collaboration around trying to ideate as to what generative AI might be able to do for a client to improve its operating models, to improve its business models, think about the art of the possible, determine what kind of generative AI solutions might best fit the client's need. So right now there's a lot of dialogue. There's a lot of thinking around how we can make business more efficient and effective at the same time, and that's really the path we're all on right now.
Do you see it affecting headcount at all at KPMG down the line, or do you see it more in terms of better assisting their productivity and their day-to-day responsibility?
Yeah, I see it more as augmentation of their capabilities. And what I've observed over many, many years, almost 40 years at KPMG, is that technology disruptions typically don't lead to less headcount, although that's sort of the common assumption. And I think it really is the case that as we make some of these tasks that people do that are more mundane and routine more automated, and we augment their capabilities with these amazing emerging technology tools, that we actually see a need for more people to deliver the solutions that we deliver to our clients.
Paul, when we take a step back right now, the rise of generative AI coming at a time when so many people are worried about what the next several months is going to look like here in the U.S. economy, when we talk about the threat of a recession, rising rate environment, how are you navigating that as CEO of KPMG, and what the next 6 to 12 months will potentially look like?
Yeah, so if I think about a longer term horizon, 3 to 5 years, I'm really, really optimistic. If we think about the next 3 to 12 months, I think there's a lot of need for more clarity. And that clarity comes around interest rate policy. It certainly, in the last couple of months, has materialized in the terms of tightening credit conditions and what that is doing to cause companies to be more cautious with their spending. So we're looking at all that right now, and what we're seeing is what the Fed is actually trying to accomplish, some general slowing of business activity. At the same time, what we're seeing is amazing innovation in the workplace. We're seeing new technologies to help us transition to cleaner forms of energy. We're seeing still structural imbalances in the workforce, which means that the workforce will still, the unemployment rate will stay pretty low over time. So in the short term, we think there's a lot of uncertainty to navigate. In the longer term, we think there's just a lot of optimism, including continues to be a tremendous amount of cash on the sidelines to be ready to be spent on deals in the future.
What do you think that deal activity is going to look like for the remainder of the year, and looking ahead to 2024, which it sounds like maybe we'll be in a little bit better position than where we are today?
I think 2024 provides more hope for us. I think 2023 is going to still be very uncertain as to the deal volume and activity. I certainly could see some smaller deals starting to initiate, but there's no doubt that every company out there is still trying to determine how they navigate this higher interest rate environment and the particular situation we are dealing with the uncertainty in the economy. And so I'm not real optimistic about a significant increase in deal volume this year, but I do think there's some real possible prospects for better deal volume in 2024.
We'll see what the future holds. Paul Knopp, KPMG U.S. Chair and CEO. Thanks so much for joining me today.
Thanks, Rona. Appreciate it.